Right now, at this very moment, over 200 million Americans are in the path of what could be the largest winter storm in decades. And if you are watching this, there's a 70% chance you are one of them. This isn't just another winter weather event. This is a catastrophic ice storm combined with historic snowfall stretching across 2,000 miles. From the Mexico border all the way to Maine, 35 states, 2/3 of the entire United States population. And here's the number that should get your attention, up to 1¼ inches of ice. That's enough weight to snap power lines like toothpicks and bring down trees onto homes. But here's what you need to know in the next 30 seconds. If you live anywhere from Texas to Virginia, your power could go out for days, not hours, and it's going to happen during some of the coldest temperatures we've seen in over a decade. Some areas will see wind chills 50 degrees below zero. That's cold enough to cause frostbite in 5 to 10 minutes of exposure. Stay with me because in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you the exact time the storm hits your city, when it peaks and when it ends. Over 70 cities across America. Plus, I'll show you which areas are about to get buried under 2 feet of snow and which neighborhoods are staring down the barrel of a catastrophic ice emergency. Comment below right now with your city and state, and I'll get you a personalized forecast. Don T. Wait. Do it now. Let us start in Texas because that's where this monster is already unleashing its fury. Dallas, Fort Worth, you're right in the thick of it at this moment. It started snowing Friday evening around 6 p.m. By 8 p.m. Saturday night, which is probably when you are watching this, you are looking at widespread freezing rain. Not snow, freezing rain, the kind that coats everything in a shell of ice. Dallas, here's your timeline. Freezing rain intensifies from 8 p.m. Saturday through 4 a.m. Sunday morning. That's 8 hours of relentless ice accumulation. We are talking about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of ice on power lines, tree branches, and every surface. Your peak impact time is between midnight and 3 a.m. Sunday. That's when the heaviest ice falls. This doesn't end until Sunday afternoon around 2 p.m. when temperatures finally climb above freezing. San Antonio, your situation is actually worse. You started seeing snow Friday night, but Saturday evening you switched to freezing rain. 6 p.m. Saturday through 10 a.m. Sunday. 16 hours of ice. Ice accumulations could reach 3/4 of an inch in some areas. That's catastrophic. Power outages are not a possibility, they are a certainty. Your worst period is Saturday night from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Sunday. Austin, same story. Freezing rain begins around 7 p.m. Saturday. It continues through Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Ice accumulations of 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. The Austin energy grid is about to face its biggest test since the freeze of 2021. Peak danger time, 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Sunday morning. Houston, you're on the southern edge, which means you might dodge the worst of this. Light freezing rain possible Saturday night, but you will likely see mostly cold rain. Still, northern suburbs like the Woodlands and Conroe could see ice. Watch for updates because if this storm shifts just 50 miles south, Houston Metro gets hit hard. Now let's move to Oklahoma. Oklahoma City, you've already got 3 to 4 inches of snow on the ground from Friday, but we are not done with you, not even close. Additional snowfall continues through Saturday night. By 8 p.m. Saturday, you are looking at all snow, heavy snow, 2 to 3 inches per hour at times. This continues until Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Oklahoma City total snow forecast 8 to 10 inches on top of what you already have. That means 11 to 14 inches total. The last time Oklahoma City saw snow like this was 2011. Your peak snowfall rate happens between 10 p.m. Saturday and 4 a.m. Sunday. That's when you could see 3 to 4 inches pile up in just a few hours. Travel becomes impossible during this window. This storm exits Sunday late morning around 11 a.m. Tulsa, you are tracking similar. Heavy snow Saturday evening starting at 7 p.m. This continues through Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Total additional snowfall, 7 to 9 inches on top of your existing snow. Your total, 10 to 12 inches. Peak intensity, midnight to 5 a.m. Sunday. Plan on being snowed in until Sunday afternoon. Now here's where things get really dangerous. The ice storm zone. Shreveport, Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, Tupelo, Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee. If you live in any of these cities, listen very carefully. Shreveport, your ice storm begins Saturday evening at 6 p.m. It does not stop until Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. That's 20 hours of continuous freezing rain. Ice accumulations of 3/4 of an inch to 1 full inch. Let me put that in perspective. A 1/4 inch of ice starts causing power outages. 1/2 an inch causes major outages. 3/4 of an inch causes catastrophic widespread outages that last for days. 1 inch of ice? We're talking about potential week-long power outages in some areas. Your peak ice accumulation time in Shreveport is Saturday night 10 p.m. through Sunday morning 8 a.m. That 10-hour window is when the heaviest freezing rain falls. If you haven't prepared by now, it's too late. You need to have alternate heating sources ready because when it's 10 degrees outside and your power is out, that's a life-threatening situation. Monroe, Louisiana, identical situation. Ice storm starts 6 p.m. Saturday, continues through 2 p.m. Sunday. 20 hours of freezing rain. Ice accumulations up to 1 1/4 inches in some locations. This could be the worst ice storm Monroe has seen in 30 years. Peak impact, midnight Saturday to 7 a.m. Sunday. Jackson, Mississippi, you are in the bullseye. Ice storm begins 7 p.m. Saturday, continues through 3 p.m. Sunday. Ice accumulations of 1 inch possible, with some areas potentially seeing more. Your infrastructure is not built for this. Power outages will be widespread and prolonged. Peak freezing rain intensity, 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. Sunday morning. Tupelo, Mississippi, same forecast. 7 p.m. Saturday through 3 p.m. Sunday. Up to 1 inch of ice. The National Weather Service has specifically called out the Tupelo area as a major concern zone. Peak impact time, 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Sunday. Now Memphis, Tennessee. You've got a mixed bag, and that's actually not good news. It starts as snow Saturday afternoon around 4 p.m. Heavy snow continues through Saturday evening. By midnight Saturday night, you transition to sleet and freezing rain. This continues through Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Memphis snow forecast 4 to 6 inches before the changeover. Then ice accumulations of 1/2 an inch to 3/4 of an inch on top of the snow. Total impact time from first snowflake to last ice pellet, 18 hours. Peak snow 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday. Peak ice midnight to 8 a.m. Sunday. Little Rock, Arkansas, you are getting hammered. Snow starts Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. Heavy snow continues until Saturday night at 10 p.m. Then you switch to freezing rain. The freezing rain continues through Sunday morning at noon. Little Rock snow forecast 5 to 7 inches. Ice accumulation on top of that, 1/2 an inch to 3/4 of an inch. This is a top 5 winter storm in Little Rock history. Peak snow intensity 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday. Peak ice accumulation midnight to 7 a.m. Sunday. If you are in Little Rock, you are not going anywhere until Monday at the earliest. Nashville, Tennessee. This one is tricky because there's a wild card. It's snowing heavily right now as you watch this. Started Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Heavy snow continues through Saturday evening around 8 p.m. By that point, you will have 3 to 5 inches on the ground. But here's the wild card. There's a warm air mass trying to push in aloft. If it succeeds, Nashville switches from snow to sleet to freezing rain Saturday night around 9 p.m. Then around Sunday morning at 8 a.m., it might switch to plain rain, which would actually wash away some of the ice and snow. If that warm air stays strong, Nashville dodges the worst ice. You might only see a 1/4 inch of ice before it changes to rain. But if that warm air weakens, Nashville gets slammed with 1/2 an inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice on top of the snow. Peak uncertainty window, Saturday night 9 p.m. to Sunday morning 10 a.m. This is a forecasting nightmare, but we're leaning toward the scenario where Nashville sees less ice than originally feared. Knoxville, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Huntsville, Alabama, you are in the warm nose zone. It's snowing now, but you are switching to plain rain Saturday evening. You will see 2 to 4 inches of snow before the changeover. Then it becomes cold rain, not freezing rain. This actually saves you from the ice disaster. Consider yourselves fortunate. Now let's head north to the major snow zone. Louisville, Kentucky, you are getting buried. Snow starts Saturday evening at 6 p.m. Heavy snow continues through Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. That's 21 hours of snow. Louisville snow forecast, 12 to 14 inches. This is the most snow Louisville has seen since the blizzard of 1994. Peak snowfall rate, Sunday morning 6 a.m. to noon. During that 6-hour period, you could see 6 to 8 inches pile up. Snow rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. The roads will be impassable. The city only has limited snow removal equipment. Plan on staying home through Monday. Lexington, Kentucky. This forecast has changed and not in a good way for snow lovers. It starts as heavy snow Saturday evening at 7 p.m., but Sunday morning around 6 a.m. you are switching to sleet and freezing rain. Why? That warm air mass we talked about. Lexington snow forecast before the changeover, 6 to 8 inches, then sleet and freezing rain accumulation on top. Just yesterday, some forecasters were calling for 15 inches of snow in Lexington. We knew that wasn't going to happen. The warm air is winning. Peak snow, Saturday night 8 p.m. to Sunday morning 5 a.m. Then it becomes a mess. Sleet and ice from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Sunday. Cincinnati, Ohio, you're in better shape for snow. Snow starts Saturday night at 7 p.m. Heavy snow continues through Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. Total snowfall, 13 to 15 inches. This could be Cincinnati's biggest snowstorm in 20 years. Peak intensity, Sunday morning 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. 6-hour window of very heavy snow with rates up to 2 inches per hour. Columbus, Ohio, same situation. Snow begins Saturday night at 9 p.m. Heavy snow Sunday morning into afternoon. Total forecast, 12 to 14 inches. Peak snowfall, Sunday 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Columbus only has 45 snowplows for the entire city. It's going to take days to clear the roads. Indianapolis, Indiana, snow starts Saturday night at 8 p.m. Continues through Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Total snowfall, 11 to 13 inches. Peak intensity, Sunday morning 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Travel will be extremely dangerous Sunday. St. Louis, Missouri, you're already seeing snow. It started Saturday afternoon. By 8 p.m. Saturday, it's really coming down. This continues through Sunday morning at 11 a.m. St. Louis snow forecast, 8 to 10 inches total. Some models show up to 12 inches possible. Peak snowfall, Saturday night 9 p.m. to Sunday morning 6 a.m. That 9-hour period is when most of the accumulation happens. Snow rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour during the peak. Kansas City, Missouri, similar forecast. Snow ongoing Saturday evening. Heavy snow continues through Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Total snowfall, 9 to 11 inches. Peak intensity, Saturday night 10 p.m. to Sunday morning 7 a.m. This ties into the top 10 snowstorms in Kansas City history. Springfield, Missouri, you are getting hammered. Snow started Saturday afternoon. Heavy snow continues through Sunday morning. Total forecast, 10 to 12 inches. Peak, Saturday night 8 p.m. to Sunday morning 8 a.m. Now let's jump to the East Coast because Sunday is when this storm really explodes there. Washington, D.C., snow starts Saturday night at 11 p.m. By Sunday morning at 6 a.m., it is snowing heavily, really heavily. But here's the problem. Washington, D.C. has the same warm air issue as Nashville. You'll see heavy snow Sunday morning from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. Could pile up 4 to 6 inches in that 5-hour window. But then around 11 a.m. to noon Sunday, you switch to sleet and freezing rain. This continues through Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Washington, D.C. forecast, 6 to 8 inches of snow, then a quarter inch to half an inch of ice on top. This is a nightmare scenario for the nation's capital. Peak snow, Sunday 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Peak ice, Sunday 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. The roads will be undrivable. The metro will shut down. Federal government will be closed Monday. Baltimore, Maryland, identical forecast to D.C. Snow starts Sunday morning at 5 a.m. Heavy snow until noon, then sleet and ice. Total, 7 to 9 inches of snow plus ice. Peak snow, Sunday 8 a.m. to noon. Ice accumulation Sunday afternoon. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you are right on the line. Snow starts Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Heavy snow continues until Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Then you might switch to sleet and ice, or you might stay all snow depending on how far north that warm air pushes. Philadelphia forecast range, 8 to 11 inches of snow if you stay all snow. 6 to 8 inches of snow plus sleet and ice if you mix. We leaning toward the mixing scenario. Peak snow, Sunday 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Watch for the changeover. Sunday afternoon, New York City, this is where it gets interesting. Snow starts Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Heavy snow continues through Sunday evening at 6 p.m. That's 12 hours of snow. New York City forecast, 10 to 12 inches of snow. There's a slight chance of some sleet mixing in Sunday afternoon, but we think New York stays mostly snow. This would be New York City's biggest snowstorm since winter of 2021. Peak intensity, Sunday afternoon 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. During those 3 hours, snow could fall at 2 to 3 inches per hour. The city will grind to a halt. Albany, New York, you are getting crushed. Snow starts Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Heavy snow continues through Monday morning at 2 a.m. Total snowfall, 16 to 19 inches. Some models show up to 20 inches possible. Peak snowfall, Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., snow rates up to 3 inches per hour during the peak. This could be Albany's worst snowstorm in 15 years. Boston, Massachusetts, buckle up. Snow starts Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Heavy snow continues through Monday morning at 6 a.m. That's 21 hours of heavy snow. Boston snow forecast, 16 to 20 inches. Some models show up to 2 feet possible. Why so much? A deformation band sets up over Boston Sunday afternoon and evening. This is a narrow zone of extremely heavy snow that can dump 3 to 4 inches per hour. If that band sits over Boston for several hours, we're talking about potential for 24 inches. Boston peak intensity, Sunday evening 5 p.m. to Monday morning 2 a.m. During that 9-hour window, you could see 12 to 15 inches pile up. This would be Boston's biggest snowstorm since the winter of 2015. Logan Airport will shut down. MBTA will shut down. The city will be paralyzed through Tuesday. Portland, Maine, same story as Boston. Snow starts Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Heavy snow through Monday morning at 8 a.m. Total forecast, 14 to 18 inches. Peak, Sunday evening 6 p.m. to Monday morning 3 a.m. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, snow starts Saturday night at 10 p.m. Heavy snow Sunday morning through Sunday evening. Total forecast, 13 to 15 inches. Peak intensity, Sunday morning 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pittsburgh only has limited snow removal equipment. Roads will be a disaster. Now let's talk about some other major cities. Charlotte, North Carolina. This is an ice concern zone. Snow starts Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Light to moderate snow continues until Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Then you switch to freezing rain. Charlotte forecast, 3 to 5 inches of snow, then quarter inch to half an inch of ice. Peak snow, Sunday 9 a.m. to noon. Ice accumulation, Sunday afternoon 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Charlotte does not handle ice well. Power outages are likely. Richmond, Virginia, similar to Charlotte. Snow starts Sunday morning at 7 a.m., moderate snow until Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m., then freezing rain. Richmond forecast 4 to 6 inches of snow, then quarter inch to half an inch of ice. Peak snow, Sunday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Ice after 2 p.m. Sunday. Roanoke, Virginia, you're getting more snow, less ice. Snow starts Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Heavy snow continues through Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Total 8 to 11 inches. Peak, Sunday afternoon noon to 5 p.m. Charleston, West Virginia, snow starts Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Heavy snow through Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Total 9 to 12 inches. Peak, Sunday afternoon 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Morgantown, West Virginia, snow starts Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Heavy snow through Sunday evening. Total 10 to 13 inches. Peak, Sunday afternoon. Wheeling, West Virginia, similar forecast, 10 to 12 inches of snow, peak Sunday afternoon, now some cities that might be on the edge. Atlanta, Georgia, mostly rain, but north suburbs could see some sleet and freezing rain Sunday morning. Marietta, Roswell, Alpharetta, watch for brief ice accumulation Sunday morning 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Not a major event for Atlanta Metro, but some ice possible north of the city. Birmingham, Alabama, mostly rain. Some sleet possible Sunday morning in northern suburbs, but no significant accumulation expected. Columbia, South Carolina, this is an ice zone. Freezing rain Sunday morning 8 a.m. through Sunday afternoon 3 p.m. Ice accumulation of quarter inch to half an inch. Power outage risk moderate to high. Peak ice, Sunday 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Greenville, South Carolina, ice storm. Freezing rain Sunday morning through Sunday afternoon. Ice accumulation half inch to 3/4 of an inch. This area has confirmed the Waffle House is closing, and they never close unless it's really bad. Peak ice, Sunday 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Asheville, North Carolina, you're in the mountains, so you're getting snow. Snow starts Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Heavy snow continues through Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Total 9 to 12 inches. Peak, Sunday afternoon 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Greensboro, North Carolina, mixed bag. Snow starts Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Could switch to sleet and ice Sunday afternoon. Forecast, 4 to 7 inches snow plus possible ice. Peak snow, Sunday 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now let's talk about the Midwest cities. Chicago, Illinois, you are on the northern edge. Light snow Saturday night through Sunday morning. Total, 2 to 4 inches. Not a major event for Chicago. Peak, Sunday morning. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, similar. Light to moderate snow Sunday. Total, 3 to 5 inches. Peak, Sunday morning. Detroit, Michigan, light snow Sunday morning. Total, 2 to 4 inches. Not a major storm for Detroit. Cleveland, Ohio, moderate snow Sunday, total 6 to 8 inches, peak Sunday afternoon. Evansville, Indiana, heavy snow Saturday night through Sunday, total 10 to 12 inches, peak Sunday morning 6 a.m. to noon. Fort Wayne, Indiana, snow Sunday morning through afternoon, total 8 to 10 inches, peak Sunday noon to 4 p.m. Dayton, Ohio, heavy snow Sunday, total 11 to 13 inches, peak Sunday morning 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Bowling Green, Kentucky, this changed from a snow forecast to ice. Snow Saturday evening, then switching to freezing rain Saturday night. Total 4 to 6 inches snow, then quarter-inch ice. Peak Saturday night. Clarksville, Tennessee, ice zone. Freezing rain Saturday night through Sunday morning. Ice accumulation half an inch to 3/4 of an inch. Peak Sunday morning 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now some Texas cities we haven't covered. Amarillo, Texas, you are in the heavy snow zone. Snow started Friday and continues through Saturday evening. Total 8 to 10 inches. Peak was Friday night, but still snowing Saturday. Lubbock, Texas, similar. Heavy snow Friday through Saturday. Total 7 to 9 inches. Peak Friday evening. Wichita Falls, Texas, ice and snow mix. Snow Friday into Saturday, then freezing rain Saturday evening. Total 5 to 7 inches snow plus quarter-inch ice. Abilene, Texas, ice zone. Freezing rain Saturday evening through Sunday morning. Ice accumulation quarter-inch to half an inch. Midland, Odessa, Texas, ice. Freezing rain Saturday night. Quarter-inch accumulation. Waco, Texas, ice. Freezing rain Saturday night into Sunday morning. Quarter-inch to half an inch accumulation. Arkansas cities. Fayetteville, snow and ice. Snow Saturday afternoon through evening, then freezing rain. Total 6 to 8 inches snow plus quarter-inch ice. Peak snow Saturday evening, Jonesboro, Arkansas, ice storm. Freezing rain Saturday night through Sunday morning. Ice accumulation half an inch to 3/4 of an inch. Peak Sunday morning, Fort Smith, Arkansas, snow and ice. Total 7 to 9 inches snow, then quarter-inch ice. Now Mississippi cities. Hattiesburg, Mississippi, ice zone. Freezing rain Sunday morning, quarter-inch accumulation. Gulfport, Biloxi, Mississippi, mostly rain. Brief sleet possible but no significant ice. Meridian, Mississippi, ice. Freezing rain Saturday night into Sunday, quarter-inch to half an inch ice. Louisiana cities beyond what we covered. Lafayette, Louisiana, mostly cold rain. Some sleet possible but minimal ice. Alexandria, Louisiana, ice zone. Freezing rain Saturday night into Sunday. Quarter-inch to half an inch ice. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, mostly rain with brief sleet. No significant ice expected. Now here's what happens after the storm, and this might be the most dangerous part. An Arctic high-pressure system settles over the entire eastern half of the United States. We are talking about temperatures that could break records. Memphis, overnight lows. Monday night could drop to 5 degrees. That's 5 degrees Fahrenheit. With wind chill, it feels like -10. Nashville, similar. Overnight lows around 8 degrees. Wind chill near 0. Louisville, overnight lows around 0 degrees. Wind chill -10 to -15. Cincinnati, overnight lows 0 to 2 degrees. Wind chill -15. Columbus, overnight lows -2 degrees. Wind chill -18, Indianapolis, overnight lows -5 degrees. Wind chill -20, Chicago, overnight lows -8 degrees. Wind chill -25 to -30. And here's the critical issue. If the ice storm knocks out power to hundreds of thousands of people, and then temperatures drop to near 0 or below, that's a life-threatening situation. Hypothermia can set in quickly in an unheated house when it's 0 degrees outside. That's why emergency management officials are so concerned. It's not just the storm, it's the combination of ice knocking out power, followed by brutally cold temperatures, followed by the ice and snow lingering for days because it's too cold to melt. Washington, D.C. could see overnight lows Monday night around 12 degrees, wind chill near 0. With ice-covered roads and potential power outages, this creates a multi-day emergency. New York City, overnight lows around 10 degrees. Wind chill -5 to -10. Boston, overnight lows around 8 degrees. Wind chill -10 to -15. This Arctic air mass is locked in place. It doesn't budge until at least Friday, January 31st. That is a full week of well below normal temperatures. The snow and ice that falls this weekend will still be on the ground Thursday. Now let's talk about what this means for you practically. If you are in the ice zone, Texas through Louisiana, through Mississippi, through Tennessee, you need to prepare for extended power outages. We are talking 3 days minimum, possibly up to a week in the hardest hit areas. Do you have alternate heat sources, wood stove, fireplace, kerosene heater? If not, you need to identify your nearest warming shelter right now. Know how to get there. Know how to get your elderly neighbors there. If you are in the heavy snow zone, Northeast and Midwest, travel will be impossible. Sunday into Monday. Cancel your plans. The roads want to be passable. Even if you have four-wheel drive, you are not getting through 16 inches of snow that is falling at 3 inches per hour. Airlines have already canceled over 1,300 flights through Saturday, and that number is about to explode. By Monday, we could see 5,000 to 10,000 flight cancellations. If you have travel plans, they not happening. This storm exits most areas Monday into Tuesday. But Boston and Maine, you are dealing with heavy snow Monday morning. The storm doesn't fully clear New England until Monday afternoon. By Tuesday, the storm is gone. But the aftermath remains. Power outages in the south, massive snow piles in the northeast, and Arctic temperatures everywhere. Here is something else to watch. There is already a signal for another winter storm potentially hitting the same areas later next week. Right. The pattern is locked. Cold air is entrenched over the eastern half of the country for at least the next 6 to 10 days. Florida, you are not escaping this either. Orlando could see overnight lows in the low 30s Tuesday night. Jacksonville, upper 20s, Tallahassee, mid-20s. It's not freezing precipitation, but it's unusually cold for Florida. Bring your plants inside, protect your pipes. The southeast stays significantly below average through early February. This is a pattern change that is here to stay for a while. Now let us talk about tornadoes because yes, this storm is also producing severe weather. There's a slight risk of severe thunderstorms Sunday across southern Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and the Florida Panhandle. A cold front will race through Sunday afternoon with enough lift to produce supercell thunderstorms ahead of the line. These could produce tornadoes. We're talking about a 5% tornado risk across this area Sunday afternoon into evening. Mobile, Alabama, watch for severe weather. Sunday afternoon 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. tornado risk exists. Montgomery, Alabama, same time frame. Sunday afternoon severe weather possible. Columbus, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, severe weather Sunday afternoon and evening. Tallahassee, Florida, Panama City, Florida, severe weather Sunday evening, 6 p.m. to midnight. Pensacola, Florida, severe weather Sunday evening. This is a weird situation where people in the South are dealing with ice storms while simultaneously watching for tornadoes. That's the nature of these massive winter systems. So let me give you the bottom line for each major region. Texas, you are in the middle of an ice emergency right now. It continues through Sunday afternoon. Expect widespread power outages lasting multiple days. Arctic temperatures follow Monday through Friday. Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, ice emergency Saturday night through Sunday afternoon. This is potentially the worst ice storm in decades for parts of this region. Power outages will be extensive and long-lasting. Prepare for a week of difficult conditions. Tennessee, Kentucky, southern Indiana, southern Ohio, mixed precipitation creates dangerous conditions Saturday night through Sunday. Heavy snow in some areas, ice in others. Travel impossible Sunday. Power outages likely where ice accumulates. Midwest, including Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. Heavy snow Saturday night through Sunday. Snowfall totals 8 to 15 inches across a wide area. Travel extremely dangerous Sunday. Mid-Atlantic, including Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, snow. Sunday morning changing to ice, Sunday afternoon. Messy, dangerous conditions Sunday into Monday. Power outages possible. Northeast corridor, including Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, heavy snow Sunday into Monday. Snowfall totals 10 to 20 inches. This is a major snowstorm for the entire region. Travel impossible Sunday and Monday. New England, you are getting buried. 16 to 24 inches of snow Sunday into Monday. This is potentially historic for Boston. Travel shut down through Tuesday. Now let's talk about what you should have done, but if you haven't, it is your last chance. Water. Fill bathtubs. Fill containers. If power goes out, water systems can fail. Food that doesn't require cooking. Batteries, flashlights, phone chargers, portable phone batteries fully charged, medications. Make sure you have at least a week's supply. You're not getting to the pharmacy for several days. Heat sources. This is critical if you in the ice zone. If you don't have alternate heat, you need a plan to get to a warming shelter when power fails. Gas up your vehicles now if you haven't. Gas stations lose power too. Cash. ATMs don't work without power. Check on elderly neighbors. Check on anyone who is vulnerable. Make sure they prepared or have a plan to get to safety. Bring pets inside. Do not leave animals outside in these conditions. This storm is not something to take lightly. 200 million Americans in the path. Over 35 states impacted. 19 states plus D.C. have declared states of emergency. 9 states have activated National Guard. This is being treated as a major disaster event before it even finishes. The Secretary of Homeland Security called this possibly the largest storm impacting the most states and biggest population in decades. That's not hype. That's reality. Comment below with your city so I can give you specific timing updates as this storm evolves. And here's what's coming next, because I mentioned another storm signal for late next week. Wednesday, January 29th into Thursday, January 30th, we rewatching another system that could bring more snow and ice to similar areas. It's too early for specifics, but the pattern supports it. The cold air isn't going anywhere. This winter just started showing its teeth. The polar vortex has dipped south and it's locked in place. We looking at prolonged cold, multiple storm systems and difficult conditions across the eastern half of the country through at least the first week of February. Stay safe. Be prepared, not scared. Take this seriously, but don't panic. We've given you all the information you need. Now act on it. And one more time, comment your city below for specific forecast updates. Share this with everyone you know in the impacted areas. This information could save lives. The storm is here. It's massive. It is dangerous. But if you prepared and you know what to expect, you'll get through it. Stay inside, stay warm, stay safe. And I'll see you with updates as